December 24th, happy holidays. And gold is going to a new highs during this year. Oil is going to drop also below the 50 and the 45. And I cannot tell exactly when. This is, you could see in the charts that I'm providing. But inside of this transit, like Jupiter-Pluto conjunction that will happen 3 times from March on, will do a big transformation. And unfortunately, I see a lot of distractions happening and the need of people to unify power. It's maybe a little bit hard to imagine how it will unfold and what. We're going back to sort of tribe. Yeah, we need really to be flexible here to see what will be the demand that will require such urgency for people connecting and using energies in collaborating way together. The astrology is showing that humanity is going to pass through a lot of challenges. And through those challenges, that of course will not happen on every place and kilometer on the world. In March 2020, we are about to have a trine between the North Node, still in Cancer, to Uranus in 4 degrees. So this is just showing that the entire consciousness, human collective consciousness, is going into a new paradigm also. And it's related to food, basic needs, and each one, first of all, to connect with the opposite of capitalistic system, Capricorn, into more inner needs and being safe, being healthy. So health is something very urgent that we are needing to look at. In the US natal chart, the coming 2 years are going to be very hard. Pluto of the United States is in 27 degrees in the 2nd house of Capricorn. And Saturn will be in 27 degrees already this February, meaning Saturn will conjunct Pluto of the US. This is a moment of crisis. And the 2nd house is related to money, to resources. And more interestingly than this, because Mercury of the US is in 24 degrees in the 8th house. So Saturn and then Pluto will come on this axis in the coming 2 years. It's going to be very challenging regards money, resources, and the sovereignty of the USD. So definitely by connecting this puzzle, that something is going to break the status quo of what we're relating with oil and with the alliances that we see with the Saudis, etc. We are seeing some hints with the news and what is happening. But people are going to hate so much control. And this year, the peak of the confrontation between liberty, free people, desire, and right against the authorities. We will see many different themes of this battle. And we need to have courage here and to be very wise and to think in different patterns. And together with the aspect on the US, a big news are going to be part of our life. Unfortunately, it seems that humanity is okay. The humanity is going to a very good place. Remember that in 2024 we are going to the era of Aquarius. So we understand that the dynamic Aquarius is the sign of people, innovation and people. So we are going into a good position in humanity that finally will bring more equality and more fair place to be. And maybe not related to one ticket of socialism, capitalism, or other. Maybe it's another new paradigm or definition that would need to be part of it.
This is not usual at all. January 6, 2020, hello from Tel Aviv. We see that Bitcoin is going to rise specifically from March on, and it will be gradual and will escalate from May when Venus will retrograde in Gemini. In March 2020, we have important astrological events. Gold, of course, going higher. We see hedging products going higher into the summer very, very crazily. Of course, we understand that the stock market will decline. To what I'm seeing now, I'm taking the point of the low that we will see in few months from here toward 2500. Maybe it will be lower, maybe it will be around it. I'm not saying that this is the stop. I'm just saying what I'm seeing 6 months ahead to where we finally arrive. Of course, I'm seeing oil lowering price already from March on, specifically into May. That will be very chaotic, and then we'll rise back to the 3100 or to 3310 area, 31.1 into the top of S&P into March. So from March something is shifting, and this is actually the end of this winter activation and Jupiter-Pluto conjunction, which is very intense. So what I would say that the stock market, which is reflecting the US economy mainly, is very much succeeding to hold and to manipulate the things into March. I don't see here in the coming 6 months an end of the world or a real war the way that we were imagining, but something very crazy is starting to unfold from March. That seems that the panic in the markets, of course also Venus will retrograde in April, May, to start escalating, people escaping into safe havens. So this is pretty much the information I wanted to share with you in this. Hey, what's up? What's up, my friends? This is December 30th. And most of us feeling drained, pushed down. Gravity, doesn't matter if you with the flu or not, the flu is all over. And Australia is burning. People barely breath. And what is flu? That is so dangerous. Here in Israel, they are speaking about the return of the flu of the pigs. That's so symbolically the last days of this pig year, according to the Chinese astrology. People are experiencing the most heavy flu ever in their life, like collapsing the defensive system of the body. And this is just in a symbolical level for individuals that have not considered the changes to come. Because our immune system is the vitality, the power that pushing us forward to defend our rights and what we believe in going forward. We are heading to a new decade, of course. Hopefully you listened to the past video about the rich get richer and what I'm speaking about the entire decade. But as I'm looking on astrology in even months ahead, it's so crazy, and more insights start coming in mind. We are definitely going to a war situation. We don't know exactly how to get prepared to this. Each one needs to be committed to his own truth and what from the old paradigm, mentality, education you have received from your parents, from your school, and even what your parents knowing, it's all going to change. I also thinking those days, trying to give myself a lot of space and quiet to let a new to come in. Whatever we based our life or we considered to go forward, configuring what success is, what our achievements is going to be challenged, because the system, the structure of our world is about to change too. If we are trying to speculate that this is a war condition that we are going to handle, so maybe it's clear we need just to find now where to escape for. and I'm pretty much planning here very far travel, actually already in next month. I will share it once it's more defined in my mind. But yeah, it seems that nothing to search in the northern hemisphere right now, as I see a lot of changes that could be very severe.
But gold is going higher, and something seems to me from today going probably to go to the 2000 by May. If not, for sure in this summer. And this is actually, we understand what means that gold going higher, what it means. This is hedge. In crypto also, it's like how people protecting their wealth. Meaning that the stock market will have some challenges and economy. So something is going extreme into the summer. You will see in a moment what happens with crypto. And this is oil. Who doesn't know oil is correlated with the dollar value? Petrodollar, the US signed 30 years ago a good contract, or not good, with Saudi Arabia. A lot of other countries are producing oil in the world. China has resources, Venezuela, they don't want to play with them correctly. However, they decided that everybody need to convert their money through the USD, and that's what we are all familiar. USD is king, and here in South America, everybody, dollar, dollar. I don't think that, but this will be a movement of people against the authority. But this will give us just a taste until July. It's not the end, because Saturn will enter a few degrees into Aquarius. And the last time that Saturn, the people here that have some age, maybe you remember, what happened in 1991. Saturn was in Aquarius last time, almost 30 years ago. Saturn cycle is 30 years. So what we're going to get now is what we had in 1991. I was 13 years old. Okay. But interesting to see what happened in the world, what has changed. Now we have different aspects, it's not exactly the same, because also Pluto-Saturn met in January 12th. This is this is showing a new world order. The last time that Saturn and Pluto met in the sign of Capricorn was 517 years ago. And if you are going to Wikipedia and checking what happened back then, we see the fall of the Spanish Empire, the rise of the Ottoman Empire, and now Turkey is back in the news and trying to do some damages to Europe by letting immigrants enter. But all the world and America started being occupied. Yeah, this is something. And now we are into a new region. Tesla is very much related to the new technology of transportation, so it seems that it still will go higher later on. But because Saturn is going to come back to Capricorn in the summer, meaning that government still having the power, it's still not the end. It's like they will try to manipulate, like the Fed is reducing interest or trying to manipulate the system to continue working to favor. But from November, after the election, something is changing. And interestingly enough, the election will happen with Capricorn, because it's the ruler of Capricorn, Saturn in Aquarius. So I understand that something new is need to happen, and a new infrastructure. And I am predicting that we're going to see a big mass in the US. Also in the middle of next year, 2021, Neptune will do an opposition transit to Neptune of the US, that is in Virgo. Seems to be health crisis, optionality. But now they are meeting in Capricorn, again, in the structure. So all the concept and the learning about how the structure is working is going to be transformed.